everybody. So welcome back. Last session, you all continued your journeys through Gracklestug, mainly heading over to meet up with the stone giants that inhabit the area, the giants of Cairngorn Cavern. You learn that these individuals have a unique relationship with the Duergar of Gracklestug, being bound to serve the king of the city, at least as long as this particular king's line maintain rulership. So, after explaining the situation that had happened with the Stone Speaker's son, the two-headed stone giant who you all unfortunately had to destroy, he understood the situation, and apparently his son was not the first to succumb to such deformation and madness, saying that the stone itself was crying out, and through many cryptic messages and veiled information that he gave to you all, he revealed that he had seen you all have a larger part to play in what is happening here in the Underdark, namely in the demon incursion that is currently underway. On top of meeting with him, you also met with some other individuals beforehand and after that play major roles in Gracklestug, namely a few merchants that you all helped after a Darrow riot almost claimed several lives before you all intervened. These merchants knew of several different things, some jobs guarding caravans and other such things, and namely that they may be able to assist you all in finding paths to the surface, at least to finding those who may know these paths to the surface. Also met the leader of one of the elite groups of soldiers here in Gracklestug. This individual was able to tell you all that there is some trouble going on in Gracklestug, mainly focused around the Darrow population, a group of mad Underdark dwellers who have turned insanity into a sort of lifestyle. They came boiling up out of Ludiger's Furrow some many years ago, some decades ago, and the Duergar were simply unable to remove them from there. And so, they walled them in as best they could and tried their best to keep them isolated to Ludiger's Furrow. But every now and then, they do make insurgencies up into the rest of Gracklestug, as you all saw at our last session. There has been more than a few rumors circulating around that these Darrow seem to have something to do, or at least are being more dramatically affected by, the demonic incursion that is creeping up slowly on Gracklestug. And then, just before we ended last session, you all were approached by a group of priests that you've seen a couple of times wandering throughout the city, mostly in a company with the Red Dragon, Thembershad, who you all learned is tasked with lighting the forges here in Gracklestug. But that is where we left off, with all of you just being met by several of these individuals, the Keepers of the Flame, they are known as, and they asked, more or less politely, if you would accompany them to Thembershad's lair, that the Great Worm, the Wormsmith, as they called him, sought an audience with you all. That is where we're at right now. What would you all like to do after being presented with this more or less demand that you follow the Keepers of the Flame?
Doesn't seem like we have much choice.
Keeper would respond that there is always a choice, although some choices are wiser than others.
From what I gathered here, that means that there's no real choice.
Yeah, I must echo what Trazen's saying. That just seems like fancy talk.
Almost the hint of a smile on the old Duergar priest's face, and he says, "You may just survive another day in Gracklestug yet." He gestures past him.
Another prophecy?
He kind of looks back into Cairngorn, and he says, "We do not deal in mysticism and prophecy. We deal in the very real day-to-day life of Gracklestug and making sure that the forges stay lit.
It's a means is a means. Would you be offering to provide us with anything to prepare ourselves for what would be down there?
He says, "There's no need to prepare. We simply are taking you before before Thembershad. He simply wishes to speak to you, or so he says."
Anyone else concerned about the "oh so he says" bit? I
See,
Are you
this is why
all
we should be
walking with them
prepared.
yet, or are you still waiting in front of Cairngorm?
No, I would begin just accepting what we must do and heading out.
Yeah, this is a very Trazen thing.
So
for the Tracer.
as you say that, Veronis, the man in the lead would turn back towards you. Individual by the name of Gotakar. He is the keeper of the flame that is currently leading this little entourage. But he says that Thembershad has grown volatile as of late. His adolescence manifesting in sometimes unpredictable ways. But he is still generally good to his word, and he says he means you no harm.
We've heard that line before.
True, but I have always wanted to meet a dragon.
He nods and says that, and besides, if he wishes you dead, you simply needed to ask.
That's reassuring.
He then says
Oh.
that we do what we must to ensure the flames remain lit.
Ensuring only like traveling with somebody who wants to go see a dragon, of all things,
Not
in
that
the
I want
Underdark.
to- I'm not saying I intentionally seek one out, but you know, I've travelled a lot up there and I've got a few things I want to see before I die.
No. Let's continue on, and apparently it will grant you death.
You know, sometimes Trazen, you're just so pessimistic.
Yes, I too would like to see Aranis die. Let's go.
Okay, I don't think see me die is the point of this.
You think you'll scream a lot or a little?
Probably a lot. Hey, fire, right?
Sarah, they're scaring me.
Dragon fire. It burns much hotter than normal.
Let's still bring him back.
Don't worry, Aranis. They're talking out of their backsides.
As a skeleton or a ghoul, because his fleshy bits, they don't seem too fleshy. He's quite thin.
Possible skeleton.
Likely the better option.
So mean.
Do you think Elastere will still protect him as a skeleton?
Yes. Oh. I don't. I hope so, but let's not find out.
That sounds like an experiment. Schrodinger's.
No experiment.
Raisin narrows his eye.
Alright.
I'm just gonna quickly do a quick prayer to Elestri for protection under my breath. Don't mind me.
I don't think Gillespie has protected him much in life. I bet 5 copper that he would not.
5 on that he will survive. I've seen him perform miracles.
Thank you, Schrodinger.
Very well, the bet is made. Skeletal Uranus will or will not be blessed by Elestri.
We're having this conversation as we're kind of going.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just throwing some incense around.
Better bless your bones.
I know.
Just in case.
Gonna
That's my
need
life.
them later.
Okay, so Duergar priests lead you all to a building that appears to have been carved directly from the stone itself, just outside of a huge cave entrance. The ground trembles slightly as you all approach, and a thunderous voice echoes from the cavern, almost like the cavern itself is speaking. It says, Gartokar! The voice calls as a reptilian behemoth lumbers into view from the cave entrance. Its scales are the color of lava, its bright yellow eyes glow in the shadows of the cave before coming into the light. Took you long enough to bring my guests. It looks towards you all. Was wondering when I would have surface dwellers for dinner again. Lets out this big toothy grin. Dragon
Take a step
chuckles in its
behind
own
Sarah.
way. Its massive body
Feel-
gives the distinct impression that this dragon is very much overweight, indicating some eating habits that don't bode too well.
Basin will look quizzically between Uranus and Schrodinger at this query.
The dragon lets out a belly laugh. I only just. Gartakar, see them in. And he begins backing up into the cave. The Duergar priest, now known to you all as Gartokar, is foreigners. You have met the Father of Flame, the Ever-Burning, and the Foundry's Heart. You can hear he's definitely saying this much louder. This is mainly for Thembershad's benefit. It says, the Foundry's Heart, Thembershad, the Wormsmith of Gracklestug. He then leans in closer to you all. He says, enter through the cave mouth, but be cautious. Keep your wits about you. He is a temperamental beast. Gestures you inside.
Before we go in, Sarah would sort of turn to the group. Say, you've got to watch yourself around the dragon. My own home was ravaged by a dragon centuries ago. Laid many of us dead, stolen our home. They're brutal beasts. But I have to say their one weakness may be their ego. So best to speak smartly, kindly compliment him. Definitely watch your back in there. Evil they are.
We are not in a normal place, Sarah. Has this dragon in the Underdark seen two humans like myself and Cillian?
I don't know what this dragon has seen. I'm just speaking of my experience and the stories I've heard.
Okay, very quickly. Uranus will pull out a strip of white cloth. I'm assuming he has one.
Okay.
He will rip it into 3 pieces, long enough to tie around Zan's arm, and he'll do a quick prayer to Elestri to bless these ribbons with her vitality and her protection, and he'll give one to Sarah, Schrodinger, and Cillian as he casts aid.
Nice.
Nice, thank you.
It appears that this man doesn't know what a frontline unit is, and I guess I will stay back. Thank you.
Put Schrodinger in the front.
Yeah,
Yep.
well, he tends to nearly die a lot. I'm hedging my bets a bit.
He's got the bad luck
Yeah.
of Black Cat.
Also, you put money on me dying, so you know.
See, this is me offended. This is offended.
Maybe my magic doesn't work on you. Whoopsie. Yes, you can add a 5 to your HP for 8 hours.
So, as the keepers lead you all into this cavern, it opens up and the area is well lit by bright orange flames. And Gortikar is still behind you all, and the dragon calls out, "Be gone with you, priest, you and your ilk. I wish to speak to the outsiders in private. No invisible lurkers either. I will know, and I will turn you to ash." And this voice booms out from the back of the cavern, and you can see that Thembershad has positioned himself on a massive pile of coins, gold, and treasures, almost turned into a bit of a throne. You can see he obviously spends a lot of time there. The gold itself is kind of formed and shifted, pushed up along the sides to form almost a little throne, or almost like a cat bed for this massively overweight dragon. He now lays in it, and Gartukar looks towards you all, gives you a nod, says, "I hope to see you all again," and leaves. The great red dragon at the end of the chamber calls out, says, "Come closer now. Please, look upon, admire the wealth of Thembershad. Come close. Tell me of yourselves. It's been so long since I've seen surface dwellers."
Sarah will step forward, get closer, and
kind
say,
of-
"Oh,
Extends its neck out until it's maybe 10 feet in front of you and just examines you.
oh, great Thembershad, of such red beauty before me,
He
and
purrs.
look at your gold pile. Never have I seen such a pile. It's almost touching the ceiling, it is. You must be a mighty, mighty dragon to have accrued such wealth."
It sort of lets out like this growling sound. It's obviously very pleased. And it says, "The wormsmith of Gracklestug deserves no less. I am impressed that you, with your low intellect and low existence, can appreciate the glory that is me."
I've never seen a dragon with such beauty before. My name is Sarah Ironchewer.
And what has brought you all the way? Wait, you're a Duergar, so he would ask you instead, what brings you here with these surface dwellers?
Ah, I am no regular Duergar. I was born above, raised above by shield dwarves.
Take that in and ask how the rest of you got down here. He would basically be asking your story. He wants to hear about you all.
Treason.
It greets you, comments on the strangeness of your form, and asks if you burn like most other woods down here.
A bit more smoky. And quite moist.
He lets out like a blast of just hot air from his nostrils, and steam starts to rise off you, Trazen. Thembershad belly laughs again, entertained with his own little game.
Billion, do you think it's about to roast Uranus?
It turns towards Uranus. Drow. Far from Menzo Baranzon you are, Drow.
Yes. Your dragonness, sir.
Kind of leans in closer towards you. Its snout. This thing's face is freaking huge. Like, it's almost bloated, but it gets its head really close to Uranus, and it takes in a big inhalation of air. You're almost drawn towards it, like you have to kind of brace your foot to keep from getting like sucked onto his face. And he says, "You do not smell of other drow. You smell of the sun, the moons." He gets even closer. "What are you, drow?"
I might have been born down here, but I was raised above ground. Your dragonness, sir.
Kind of gives you an appraising look. It says, "Drow not of the drow. You will be useful indeed."
I'm glad. Sir?
Looking around, sees you, silly, and he says, when I was told we would see surface dwellers this day, I was expecting more of your kind, human. Why are you down here?"
So it's a crazy story, right? So I was like in the woods on patrol, and I just tell a story.
He takes it all in, kind of nods, and again says this is what he was expecting to hear. This is what he was hoping to hear when he heard surface dwellers. He asks you what city you're from, the surface dweller, what surface dweller's city, all that kind of good stuff. Just trying to take in as much knowledge of the surface as he can. And
It's a
then-
lot brighter.
Go ahead.
I'm just adding flavor to that. It's a lot brighter, and I can actually see shit up there.
The dragon kind of looks up, says that he's not seen clear sky since he was a wormling.
And how did you find yourself down here then?
Says that he was promised wealth beyond his imagining, comfort, and servants endless.
Yes, this could be this was your dream, I guess.
He nods, says, he turns towards you, says, "You, smell of death on you," and he smiles a bit.
I've seen my fair share of death as well as the astral. I've also been in a few times myself. Before I've met this group, I recall being dead a few times.
He kind of looks confused by that. A few times.
Woke
Yes,
up
Trace, you are indeed
to
only level 4.
woke up into a mage's tower and got abducted by gnolls and saved by all this group. I don't know
Fortuitous to find allies all the way down here. He looks over all of you again. "It is settled then. I shall bestow upon you the great honor of serving me." He leans closer to you all. "Keepers conspire against me. I know not why or how, but I know they conspire. If you wish to gain the favor of the second most powerful being in Gracklestug," and it lowers its voice several octaves and rumbles out, "soon to be the most powerful being in Gracklestug, I have a task for you, a simple task. In return, you shall have my favor, and perhaps the ear of the king, past and present and future king. It raises back up to its full height without even waiting for a response from all of you. It's clear that the idea of refusal is something this creature just does not understand. It rises up, says, "The keepers will ask you of something. Do what they ask. They are loyal protectors." Again, he's booming his voice out so it clearly would resonate throughout the cavern. It then leans in and drops down another few octaves. "But bring back whatever they send you after to me. Information, items, people, I care not. Whatever they send you for is to meet my eyes first. Is this clear?"
I mean, don't they kind of stand outside your...
"They
abode?
stand where I tell them to stand." Again, booming his voice out through the cavern.
Owen,
Sorry?
is one greater than two in this situation?
Did you ask him that?
Oh, I still need.
Okay, I couldn't. I forgot. I couldn't tell who you're asking.
What did you just say?
Is one greater than two?
One what?
Greater
Two is bigger than one.
two. Then what is he talking about?
What are you talking about?
Never mind. A dragon's a dragon, after all.
DM, could you describe the room again?
Yes, it is a enormous cavern. There's a bit of a twist at the front, so you can't see out the front door from where you're standing. But the room is piled with treasure. In every corner, there's a massive pile that the dragon itself rests on, almost making a bit of a throne, but there's piles and piles of gold and treasure all over the place.
Good to know. And I'll ask. Does he? Then I have to go back to asking this. Do dragons have expressive faces?
Oh yeah.
Am I able to infer anything as he's talking?
You can make an insight check.
Like, yeah.
This dragon
I'm
seems
so
very
tempted.
trustworthy, Uranus. As do all red dragons, to your knowledge.
I'm so tempted to use my sessional. Okay, cool. He's
Yeah, you
trustworthy.
certainly do not see any ill intent or any outright deception being at play here.
Seems like a really good idea, guys.
Are we still in the room?
Yes, unless you all have decided to leave. He's basically assumed that you all agreed already and has basically just gone back to kind of just hanging out in his little lair, or his huge lair, I should say.
Shall we discuss this somewhere else?
I agree. I think it's a good idea. Thundershot, with your permission, we would like to withdraw from the room.
Oh, you all are still here. Be gone with you. Yes, you may leave.
Sarah would make a beeline for the exit.
Schrodinger will follow.
I don't trust a word he said.
Right.
My people have been slayed and destroyed by dragons.
How good is dragon hearing?
How good is dragon hearing? Let's see. Embershod. You can make a history or nature check.
Okay. History. Ooh, I'm bad at both. Let's try history. God.
Okay, yeah. You do not know. Hopefully not well enough.
Well, Sarah's not. She's not that smart, but I would think she would try to do this at a earshot and in hushed tones.
Okay, yeah.
He'd no sooner kill us after we gave him what he wanted. Just a warning from what I know.
I mean, I looked
Yeah,
into his
look
eyes
bad.
and he seemed very trustworthy and open with us.
Yep, but Aranas, have you seen his belly? He was fat. He wanted to eat us. If we mess up or even do anything, he'll probably
I'm not
eat
sure we should call him fat. I mean,
Yeah.
he was big boned.
He was chunky.
That's sexy to some people. Dragons?
I mean, we could say chunky.
For all we know, that's what a dragon's meant to look like.
On the surface, we say thick AF.
That's what I was saying. Is he thick? Is it thick? Are they thick? Did anyone get a look at his cheeks?
I think we all did. He was in front of us.
It's a chunky boy.
Exactly. How do you see the cheeks from the front? Oh, unless they were. Cillian. Care to complete my sentence?
As you're all making your way through the tunnel, Vortikar steps out in front of you, a dour look on his face. Looks
Oh,
past
what's
you
wrong?
all. What business did the Wormsmith have with you?
Wanted to be reassured of the newcomers that entered.
Yes, he's always wanted to see above ground people.
We have a human with us. He was curious.
They're
Wanted to
just so weird
know his
to
wisdom.
look at, aren't they? With their, round ears.
Come, sit in. Tell them that joke you said. That human joke.
It's so good. You got to hear this.
He shakes his head. He says, "Fine, No, just follow me, follow me. Embershot has grown odd in the last years, and it is about this. I wish to talk to you all." Come, follow me. And he gestures you towards a guardhouse nearby. Says, "I am prepared to compensate you all handsomely for this task."
Oh, it's just money with people.
Money,
How
influence,
much money?
protection, whatever it is that you need, the Keepers will provide if you help us.
And what is it you need?
He gestures you into the guardhouse. You must speak away from the prying ears of the Wormsmith.
I told you he could hear us, Sarah.
Fair enough. Schrodinger look back towards everyone and start approaching the tent.
Now he knows how thick you think he is, Sarah. Why?
Look, I spoke in hushed tones, alright? Let it go.
You can't. You can't let those cheeks go. I'm sorry. Never mind. I didn't say that.
What?
What?
I don't know what's happening.
Apparently, Trazen has it for a dragon. To each their own, I guess. But so he leads you all into the guardhouse, and he tells you all that Thembershad is not the first Wormsmith, nor will he be the last. He tells you all of a tradition that has been lasting here in Gracklestug for hundreds and hundreds of years. They acquire a red dragon from the surface, sometimes from down here in the Underdark if they can, and they raise the beast, treat it well feed it, give it whatever it could possibly desire, money, power, influence, whatever it needs, as long as it will perform its duties here in Gracklestug, lighting the many, many forges throughout the city. Is in fact why the City of Blades has its reputation for creating such wonderful weaponry and armor, and of such high quality and durability, because they use dragon fire to forge it. They say that this has worked for them for a very long time, and that once the dragon reaches a certain age, they eliminate the beast. But not before they've acquired a new red dragon egg to replace it. They were set to succeed Thembershad last year. They had acquired a red dragon egg and had brought it towards maturity, and it only needs a few more prompting days to hatch. However, before they could retire Thembershad, the egg was stolen from them, causing a rather savage black war. A war that is being waged beneath the city, in its dark corners and alleyways, while the Keepers of the Flame desperately try to hunt down and find that missing egg. They have few leads as to where it might have gone, who might have taken it, but they do know that an organization by the name of the Grey Ghosts is involved. Gracklestug's first and only Thieves and Assassins Guild. He says that if you can do the city of Gracklestug this favor by recovering this egg before Thembershad, before the beast's ambitions outgrow this little cavern, they'll see to it that you're well rewarded. And be sure that the king, the Deep King of Gracklestug, becomes aware of your aid and your loyalty to the city.
Well, I'll tell you one thing we need right now. It's protection. We know that there's a spy in the city who's looking for us a drow. We will help you if you can maybe get rid of the spy, or at least make things very difficult for her.
Or perhaps lead them on a false trail.
Artikar nods, and he says that they cannot act directly against the drow, especially if they are representative of a major house. The last thing that they need right now is a war with the Dark Elves. However, they can put you all under the protection of the Keepers until you leave the city. This protection will at least prevent you from falling under any unfavorable attention from the Duergar in the city, and it will also give you the ability to call Duergar to your aid if you need them.
Excellent. And you said we could have the ear of the king, did you not?
He nods, says the king has been greatly troubled as of late. They do hope that recovering this egg and returning the balance back to Gracklestug that they've enjoyed for these many hundred years will revive him from his depression, they call it. He says he'd be happy to introduce you to him.
I see we're looking for a way out to the above. Perhaps your king would know of a way.
Says that he can't speak for what the king knows and doesn't know, but if there are any in the city that are privy to such information, it would certainly be him.
May we have a moment to discuss?
They nod and say you may go about your business, if you do intend to do as we ask. Then the first step would be to find the entrance to something called the Whirlstone Tunnels. It says, go ahead and confer with yourselves. If you do choose to accept, we will tell you how to find them, or at least how we think to find them.
Aye, this will just take a few moments if you're willing to wait.
He goes and starts ruffling through some stuff on his desk.
So Sarah would move far away enough that he wouldn't hear, and she will speak in hushed tones. So what do you think? We get protection? Possibly the ear of the king?
We trust them.
It's a protection. What can the dragon offer?
I say we go for it.
Tell us.
Dragon's not really gonna do much, I don't think. It's just that I just have this feeling it's not gonna do much.
Do we facilitate its death?
I think we cross that bridge when we get to it.
When we get to the egg?
When we
Because
get
that's
to the
its death.
egg. Aye. Well, if it were up to me, I'd end the dragon myself. I'm
Let's
willing-
not fight the dragon.
Excuse me?
They're not asking us to fight the dragon. They're just asking
I
us
didn't
to
say that,
find the egg.
Arenas. I didn't say that.
Oh.
I'm just saying what my personal opinion was. I didn't want to fight a dragon, but I have no sympathy for it either. I'm willing to wait long enough to when we find the egg, but I have no interest in serving the dragon.
It's a living creature. It just seems a bit ashamed just to have it killed.
Especially with all these demons weirdness happening.
That's a good point. Did the dragon seem affected by the madness at all?
Make an insight check.
Dragon could be.
Sorry, I'm having a hard time finding my sheet with Aura breathing so much. Thick is her breath.
Okay. So, from what you know about red dragons already, they are already highly avaricious, very self-centered, vain, greedy individual creatures, right? From what you could tell, it is safe to say that those tendencies do seem amplified by what's been happening.
So clearly out of the norm.
More than normal, because they're already very greedy and very avaricious creatures, but his demeanor makes you think that he might be more reckless in reaching those goals than he might be otherwise.
You look like you're lost in thought, Trazen. What are you thinking?
For the safety of us all, we must do this thing. He is not normal, nor correct in his mind.
I agree with you. So I say we take the task in hand. Get the protection while we're at it. Hopefully the ear of the king. And if it were up to me, I'd give the egg to the clerics. But I'm willing to wait till that moment to decide. If some information should come to light, I might change my mind. Are we in agreement?
Yeah.
Sure.
So if they're all in agreement, Sarah would walk back to the cleric and say, "We will do what you ask of us. Promise us protection while we do it."
He says that you've got it. Your drow
Excellent.
spy, as long as Duergar are within reach, will not be an issue for you here.
So about those worm tunnels then, how do we get
He
to them?
says the Whirlstone tunnels. He says
Oh,
that
sorry.
him and the other Duergar know very little about them. A new system of tunnels they're assuming was opened recently. He says that no Duergar knows the entrance to it, only that it is in Ludiger's Furrow somewhere deep in Darrow territory. He says that while they don't know exactly how to get into the Whirlstone tunnels, they have almost managed to pin down somebody who seems to be making regular trips in and out of them. A rather mad Darrow, even by their standards. This one is a cut above the rest in his grip on his lax grip on reality. Says that this Darrow goes by the name of Droki. You'll know him because he dresses much like a surface rogue would, except he wears a wide tri-corner hat with 2 Displacer Beast tentacles dangling from it. Say, keep an eye out for this one Darrow. He stands out. He won't be hard to miss. He'll be hard to miss. Keep an eye out for him as he enters and or leaves Ludiger's Furrow. He goes in and out several times a day. Find him. Follow him. And that should lead you to the Whirlstone tunnels. And they also believe that he is working with somebody in those tunnels. And the only group that he could believe is operating down there is the Grey Ghosts. They're the only ones that would need to be operating so far out of sight that he can think of. So, find Droki, follow him to the Whirlstone tunnels, and then in turn to the lair of the Grey Ghosts.
So we have to go into the furrow, you say?
He says that an eventual trek into the Furrow does seem unavoidable. However, there are some guard posts that were established when the Darrow first arrived that have been since abandoned, as they were continually overrun by Darrow. But they do stand abandoned now. The Duergar have left them, and the Darrow, without anyone to antagonize, have left them abandoned as well. It says they look down into the space in the Furrow that they believe Droki frequents. Be a good place to wait and watch for him.
The last time we came across Darrow, we were surrounded and attacked. The dangerous expedition, no?
He agrees. It most certainly is. He's heard rumors that you're not traveling just the 5 of you, though. With your strength in numbers, he believes that you're all up to the challenge, and the Darrow will be much less likely to attack a larger group.
I'm sure their madness won't drive them to attacking larger numbers.
Says that he cannot speak for what the Darrow may or may not do, only what you all must do if you wish their favor. He does say that if this job is too difficult for you, then the docks are that way. You all are free to leave Gracklestugh whenever you'd like to.
Can you repeat that last part?
He simply says that there is nothing, that if this task is too dangerous for you, then you all are welcome to leave Gracklestugh. No one will stop you.
No. I think we're perfectly capable of handling this. We'll be on our way unless you have some other advice or weapons or preparation you'd like to give us.
He says to keep your wits about you in the tunnels. that he thinks that there's more than just Darrow running around down there.
Fair enough. Anyone else have questions?
No.
No.
Tell me, cleric, who is it that you pray to?
He says that the Keepers of the Flame don't necessarily have religion outside of... Well, sorry. They don't really pray to any god in particular, other than, of course, Ludiger, the main dwarven deity. Yeah. They say that they don't really follow Deep Dura or the other dwarven god or the other Duergar gods. Their duty is to the fire.
Well, with that, I guess we'll take our leave. Thank you.
Right. So where y'all headed?
Arana, Cillian, did you still want to make a stop by the marketplace?
Yes, especially if we're about to venture down into that deep, dark, scary hole.
Yeah, so there was somebody who would give us. We saved somebody, and he said to stop by.
Yes, we saved a Waz who owes us for
Isla?
healing him.
And
She didn't offer us anything really. She just said that she's a member of the Merchant Council, and she says she's looking for guards.
Oh, never mind.
Right. She can set you up with caravan jobs.
But theirs is a Durga shopkeep.
That he is.
I think it was like kind of general stuff.
That he is.
And we found 20 gold last session, so we can add that to our spending money.
okay, to the marketplace to find Wurs. And then off to find this crazy Darrow.
Ooh, there we go. Sorry. My headset was acting all weird, like my volume wasn't working properly, but I just fixed it, and now it's very loud. Much better. Okay, everybody. So, several of your compatriots are still back at Golbron's lair. Sarah is still missing, as I'm sure you're all still aware. So you would all like to go to the market first? Is that what I'm hearing? To the
Yeah,
Blade
stop,
Bazaar?
stop by Wurs and see what he's selling.
Okay. So, the trip to the Blade Bazaar is uneventful. The streets are pretty safe. The Duergar are already beginning to give you a wider berth, your reputation moving throughout the city, even though you've only been here for a couple days. Word travels fast in places such as this. But Wurs sees you as you all make your way through the Blade Bazaar towards his stall and waves you all down to him. He says that he'd be more than happy to sell you any of his wares at a nice 50% discount as a thank you for saving his life.
Oh, that's very generous.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So, anything that is found in the PHB under equipment, armor, and just general supplies, Wurs will have either here for you or have access for you. Weapons, armor, gear.
Just looking.
So yeah, anything that's in the PHB. And then, if you want anything more specific, just let me know and we'll work it out.
Ooh. Spellcasting focus. He probably wouldn't have anything.
Right. a specific holy symbol like that, go ahead and roll a d100. I'll give you a 10% chance that he just happens to have one.
In the last cleric of Alestra, you went
Right,
through
exactly,
town.
exactly.
Oh, I didn't say.
If you would set... okay.
I know. Okay, I'll do it again, and this time I'll actually.
Well, no,
say
let's do it this way. We'll give you a 50-50 chance to have it right. So you just rolled low, so now we'll give you a 50-50. So pick high or low, and you have 50-50 to take it.
I'll go high.
Okay, above 50, you got it.
I roll again.
Yeah, roll again. Oh no!
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so he does not have one here. However, he can get one for you. It will just take him some time. See him again in 2 days, and he will have one. A holy symbol of a naked dancing elf, he says with confusion.
Yes, it's the work of art.
Does he happen to have any wands or magical staffs?
No magic items for sale in Gracklestug, unfortunately. They deal in very non-magical weapons for the most part. Some of the Stone Guard you've seen with some special weapons, and the Keepers of the Flame seemed to have lances that glowed a strange red hue. Other than that, you haven't seen a single Duergar carrying any sort of magical weaponry. It's just not something that's common here.
Any scrolls?
Spell scrolls. Let's see. Now, Wurs certainly would not have this, so he would not be able to apply your discount towards this if he does. But there may be other Duergar in the city that do.
Can find them later. It's no big deal.
Yeah. I think we're just gonna have to say that magic in general is just not something that you can just buy on the streets here in Gracklestug. So scrolls, magic items, potions, things like that are a no-go in the city.
That was gonna be my next thing was potions.
Yeah.
Alright. That answers all those questions.
Any mundane gear?
It's a healing kit.
A healer's kit.
A healer's kit.
Yeah, the kits you could definitely find. That definitely falls under the category of something that Wurs can get for you at your 50% discount.
Cool.
So standard price on the healer's kit.
5 gold pieces.
Is that right? Is that what is in the book?
That's what D&D Beyond
Yes.
says.
Okay, cool. So is it regularly 10 or is it regularly 5?
Regularly 5.
Cool, so 2.5.
Cool.
2 gold, 5 silver.
Nice to have a backup.
If he would, does he have any stones?
What kind of stones?
Sarah would be looking for a piece of soapstone. Any stone that would be soft enough for her to carve at.
Yeah.
Nothing
I mean,
valuable.
it's a dwarven stronghold, so I would assume any type of rock that you're looking for, they can get for you.
Okay, she'll buy a piece of soapstone. I have
Say
no
what,
idea. How much
2
that
silver?
costs. Okay. Oh, and a small carving knife as well. Right? Yeah, maybe she could use the tip of her sword. Oh, I think I have a dagger. Never mind.
Nice.
It's okay.
Okay. Anybody else want to buy some stuff?
Just going through the.
The player's handbook, yeah.
Yes. Sorry.
How much are
All
thieves' tools?
Thieves' tools.
Just realized.
25 gold pieces.
Thank you.
Ooh.
So have that down to 12 and a half.
You know what? Schrodinger's got 21 of his own. He'll buy one.
Okay. Putting that to your inventory.
And are we rested, or I can't remember.
I don't believe you all had a chance to rest since the Darrow mob.
Oh, okay.
There's been a short rest in there for sure, but I don't think you've had a long rest since then.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm still seeing.
No,
we after the fight
because we were
we
drunk.
slept,
Oh, okay.
and then went to Cairngorm.
Okay. All right. Yeah. If that's the case,
So what
then
is-
it sounds
yeah,
like
'cause
you
we
all
were-
are fully rested.
Because we
Okay.
woke up and we wanted another little argument about whether we should go to the market or the cavern first.
Ah.
Cool.
Well,
I
if
can't
we're
do
all
anything
done, yeah, if we're all done shopping, I say we head to that the lookout post he said was abandoned,
Hmm.
and keep an eye out for I'm so bad with names.
Droki.
Droki.
Did we get a description of Droki?
Yes.
Yes.
He had,
He had a
his hat.
three-cornered. Yes, his hat was very special.
It's-
Go ahead, Schrodinger.
Looks like Jack Sparrow.
He's a
Jack Sparrow.
hat with three tips on it, with two displacer beast tentacles.
That's a
Is there
statement.
like actual like description of the guy though, other than just he was a Darrow?
They did say that he's unusually well dressed for a Darrow.
Oh yeah, he's like dressed up in as like a
Like a rogue, lots of like nice
upper
leathers.
rogue or something like that, like
Yeah.
something you would see a surface rogue wear.
All right. So
Cool.
yeah.
Find the nicest dressed person down here and kick his ass.
All right. So, the guard houses that were mentioned overlook it is the western part of Ludiger's Furrow. Are you all heading there now? You still have a bunch of your compatriots hanging out at Galbraorn's. Did you want to pick any of them up?
Yeah, I think we should pick them up.
Well, all of them. Some of them don't fight.
You've got cannon fodder.
I wasn't gonna say it.
But they're our friends.
Shh.
Yes, but
Yes. What? I think you took an oath.
English.
We need to find Sareth too.
Sarah is just gone. Who knows what happened to him?
Have I?
Hey,
It doesn't
don't
I've
even-
seen a drow around.
Well,
He
anytime
might be
that
in
you
the
want to,
burrow.
anytime that you all want to look for Sareth, all I'll need is a perception check, and you can scan your surroundings for him.
Yes, I would like to look for Sareth.
All
While we're
right.
in the market,
Got it. Oh,
Oh.
while you're in the market, okay.
and because I am intentionally looking for him, can I use guidance on myself?
Sure.
Thank you. Come on. Come on. Ooh,
That's a 21.
21.
Okay. Okay. So while you all are in the market, you hear a bit of a commotion. Some raised, angry voices. Some shouting, and then you hear an angry retort shout back something along the lines of, "What is this? I've done nothing wrong." Sounds like Sereth.
I roll my eyes and go towards the noise.
So, Uranus, have you informed anyone else that you're leaving, or is it just you going?
I would inform the others. I'm not gonna wander off in a weird city.
Okay. So, Uranus, as you begin approaching the sounds of the argument, you see maybe about 120 feet or so ahead of you. Uranus, you see Sereth being detained by about half a dozen Duergar, who have him pinned at sword point and are shouting at him, calling him a thief, a liar, all kinds of accusations being thrown at him as you approach. Then you see a drow woman step out from seemingly out of nowhere, step right out of the crowd. She begins speaking to the drow, or to the Duergar that have Sereth. As you get a little bit closer, you can tell that this is Zalith, the drow woman who you saw keeping an eye on you all earlier. She begins speaking to the Duergar. Go ahead.
Whoa, gentlemen. I'm sure this is some semblance of a misunderstanding.
Okay, so you approach the altercation. Zalith is also there speaking to the Duergar, and as you approach, she looks up and says, "And there's another one." She turns towards the Duergar. "Captain, these men are prisoners of the Drow. They are fugitives. I demand you relinquish them into my custody immediately."
And I point back at her and say, "She's another one too."
She glowers at you. So she turns
I glower
back.
back.
She looks back towards the Duergar and says, "There has been a peace between the Duergar and the Drow for much time, Captain. Who is your superior?" The Duergar starts to kind of balk and says, Maybe you all should just come with us." And he just lifts Sereth, starts dragging him.
But you said he was a thief. If we perhaps paid for what he obviously stupidly forgot to pay for.
Says, "I didn't steal anything. I was just trying to barter. These idiot dwarves don't seem to know anything about business."
Oh, listen to him speak. He's clearly addled in the mind. He doesn't know what he's doing.
When you finish, Zalith says, "Captain, this man, as well as this, and all that are traveling with him, are dangerous fugitives, and we, my house and I, will see Gracklestug paid handsomely if you simply return to us what is ours."
I mean, I'd never see the day that the Durga would be willing to help Drow so much. I mean, to better them in this way.
He kind of straightens, says, Duergar share no love for the Drow. However,
Are you
if this
sure?
man is her property..."
He's not. She has no proof.
Zalith
Of
immediately
ownership?
produces a paper that is essentially a slave document of ownership of Sereth and you.
Drow trickery.
everyone
Seraph
else, what are the rest of
and-
you all doing here?
So Seraph and Uranus, or Seraph and all of us?
Seraph
are on the
and
document?
so far the only one directly involved in this altercation is Uranus. I'm
So
assuming
when
the rest
she
of you are kind of hanging back a bit.
But when she gives the document,
She
is she
pointed
pointing to us?
towards Seraph and Uranus.
Okay.
Cillian will walk up to the guard or captain, what's his name, and show him the badges we were given, and say this drow here is a member of our party.
The captain,
Also, we have been granted protection of the keepers. Release this man, and send this one on our way.
one of the other Duergar from behind the captain steps up, whispers a couple of things into the captain's ear. The captain nods. Unshackle the drow. Looks up towards Zalith. Apologies, madam. But these folk and all that travel with them are under the protection of the city. You are not to interfere in their business. You understand, drow? And as he says that, 4 other Duergar kind of step into ranks with him, separating Zalith from the rest of you.
I would point out she actually knew all of this anyway and tried to circumvent your laws and rules. That doesn't sound like a very respectful relationship between her house and your city.
Zalith is practically trembling
just
with rage right
saying.
now.
I mean, I don't like to gossip, but like, that doesn't seem very respectful. That's all I'm saying.
Zalith kind of looks towards the Duergar. My house will hear of this. The Duergar steps forward. Is that a threat? And
Sounded like a threat.
Zalith immediately backs up and turns and flees. Not running, but fucking close.
Now she has the audacity to flee from you. What manners are they teaching in her house?
What was that, Cillian?
Right before she started to walk away, can I like underhand toss her a crossbow bolt? Like sideways, non-lethal.
Yeah.
Just
No.
like
I
here.
get exactly what you mean. Like, here you go. Yeah. And she would definitely catch it and just look and fume. Like, if steam could come out of an actual person's ears, it would be. But she kind of squeezes it so hard that it just snaps in her hand, and then she turns and walks away.
Well, I look at her and say, the next one won't be so easy to catch. Get the fuck out of here.
Oh, Jesus.
She just broke my friend's property.
The Duergar look down towards Sereth and give him a shove, almost knocks him off his feet again. Says, keep your business elsewhere, drow. And looks towards the rest of you, and keep your friend out of trouble.
Yes, of course, sir, I will. Yes. I'm nodding emphatically.
Alright.
Wow, I think I just like channeled my inner drow there.
I just felt so tough.
You were very. I was very. You were very tough. I
don't
was
know.
like, wow, I don't want to mess with him.
Sometimes these things just come over me. I don't know why.
I mean, you should speak more often.
If I ever get up to the surface, I'm gonna need counseling, but I'm going with this now.
Oh, I mean, I'm mostly trained in the physical healing, but I took a class or 2 on mental healing too. So I can refer you to someone very good.
Let's just see if it plays out. Might be a good characteristic.
Sarah, right on the floor. Get up.
Alright, Sereth gets up and dusts himself off.
Make us look bad.
Kind of stands up straight and says, you all came back for me?
Yes, you're my friend.
He looks very confused.
I mean, wipe that look off your face before people judge us more.
I suppose it was necessary. I might have talked under torture. It's entirely possible I'd have given away our plans. I suppose it was the prudent thing to do, yes. Mm-hmm.
No, you've been missing for days. I've been really worried. How dare you just wander off? My heart can't take us losing any more people. This is really inconsiderate of you.
Well, I suppose I'll be sticking closer then. Again, like the idea that you all like went out of your way to keep him out of trouble is just like blowing his mind right now.
I told you there's other ways for us to live. Caring about people is just one of them.
We obviously care about your safety. Now come with us into Ludiger's furrow into this dark, deep tunnel, because we're gonna go try and find a red dragon egg.
That's
Just
like that.
a smile goes right. I understand now. You require my blade. Well then,
No!
you have earned it. Come, we shall fight.
What? No! Cillian! I was making progress!
Come on, man. Baby steps. We'll get there.
It's working! He was questioning his whole philosophical perspective of life.
Starts sharpening his blade, nodding to himself.
Yes, but I also care about you as a friend. Yes.
When did you get a blade? I thought you used a crossbow.
He has lots of things.
He kind of tucks it away under his coat.
We're drow, we're covered in weapons.
Suspicious look.
Well, I'm glad you're safe now. And don't feel too bad about the whole bartering thing. Sarah tried the same thing and well,
Almost got arrested.
It went similar to this actually.
All right, let's go get that war machine stool, and then let's do this thing.
Yeah. He's our heavy gun.
All right. So, arriving back at Galborn's lair, you find Topsy and Turvy are at the bar, and Shushar is plastered. Topsy and Turvy are just laughing their asses off while Shushar dances around on a table. And there is about a dozen empty mugs on the table between Topsy and Turvy, and they just both sit there and they cheers each other as you walk in.
Any of those for us?
Topsy says, "Of course they are!" And Turvy says, "We came onto a little bit of a sum while you all were out. Here, drink, enjoy." Shushar might have gone a little too far, but he's a fish. He likes to drink like one, apparently.
Are Topsy and Turvy the same race as the furrow people?
No, they are deep gnomes. They're Smurfneblin, whatever they are.
Oh, it was what? Boopido? That
Boopido.
was one of them?
Correct.
Okay.
Oh, does anybody feel the game for finding a red dragon egg?
Topsy and Turvy get up and say, "Sure, we were getting bored."
Has anybody seen Stool?
At that point, Eldith turns the corner with Stool. They were just out getting a bite to eat. Stool waddles over, starts doing a little, like, back and forth tippy-tappies in front of everybody.
Is adorable.
Shushar jumps off the table. "Where are we going? Are we going into battle?"
Not quite. Don't know
Falls
yet.
into a chair.
Gonna go find the red dragon egg in the furrow.
Wonderful, wonderful. A challenge. A fight. It's been so very long since I've been in a fight. Perhaps it is time.
don't think you're ready for a fight in your condition.
My condition! I've never felt better! And he stands up and immediately falls flat on his face and starts snoring.
Alright, we're ready, right?
Sereth kind of walks up and nudges him with his foot. You would make good bait. No? Nobody? Because he's a fish? Alright.
Alright.
Said I think you should try to hook on to new jokes.
I'm new at this.
You're around us too long.
Apparently, the disgusting joviality seems to be rubbing off on me.
Not jovial. Am I?
Well, this goddess doesn't sound too bad. Naked in the moonlight? Sounds like it might be up your alley.
Let's go get burned up by a dragon. Or is it an egg we're looking for? I don't know. So, who is going with you all? All of your companions are here at the Gorgron's lair. Are there any that you would like to take with you? Any that you would like to leave behind?
I think Aldith would come for sure.
Okay.
I mean, Shimshar is very drunk.
And still, as much as I love him, he can't really fight. But
Yeah.
I don't think we can leave him by himself.
And I mean, do you think we can leave Shimshar here alone, though?
Probably not. Do you think we can leave him in Stool's care?
That would be a question for Stool. I mean, would Stool be capable of taking care of Shimshar in his current condition?
What if we bring them all? Like, we're going to an outpost, aren't we? A lookout. I guess they could just stay in there if something happened.
Right, and like he could sober up. So let's bring him.
Sarah's people like to drink. I'm sure she knows a good hangover cure.
Yeah, we call it hair of the dog. Get him another drink and he'll be up on his feet in no time.
Okay, maybe not hangover cure. How do you stop someone being so drunk?
No such thing.
There was only something that was opposite of alcohol.
What's the opposite of alcohol?
I have no idea.
So, Topsy and
Is
Turby
it
would just
pickles
grab him under
still?
the shoulders and say, he'll sober up eventually.
Wait, is there pickles down here? I'll give him pickles.
Oh shit.
Oh wait. Do I want to? I don't want to waste a spell slot.
He'll sober up.
Yeah, he'll be fine.
Oh, we got a while.
Alright, everybody. So, as you collect your party and begin making your way westward towards the watchtowers, we will go ahead and take our break. Alright, everybody. So, we are back. After resupplying, reconnoitering, gathering your group, and recovering your missing member, you all are making your way southwest through Gracklestug and towards the guard post that overlooks Ludiger's Furrow. It's abandoned here. You can tell that Duergar or Darrow have not been to this place in quite some time. When you get towards the row of guardhouses that were described to you, you do find a group of 5 rather run-down, decrepit-looking buildings. Water of questionable quality drips from the walls onto these structures, seeming to come from very high up overhead before splashing onto the roofs of these buildings. There are 5 guardhouses in total here. 2 of them overlook the cleft directly on the right side of these rows of buildings, and 3 others sit unoccupied across from them. The largest of the guardhouses does have windows that look down and perfectly into Ludiger's furrow. What do y'all do here?
So can we go to the outpost? We're at the outpost, so can we just sort of hide there and keep watch for him?
Sure thing.
Does it seem like anyone's inside them when we're outside?
Make a perception check. Survival would also be appropriate.
Survival?
I will
Yeah.
definitely take perception.
Can the people do?
Yeah, you can do survival if you want, Trazen. Okay.
Thank God.
So, Uranus, as you're looking around, you do not hear anybody, any movement. It doesn't appear that anybody's here. And then Trazen, as you also begin your investigation of the area, you can determine that no one has set foot here in a very long time. Probably weeks, if not more, since a single individual has been anywhere near this place.
Uranus, it's been weeks, if not more, since anybody's been here.
Good. I just wanted to make sure we weren't walking into a potential trap or danger situation.
Were you looking for a trap? Because I wasn't.
I was just looking for any signs, there might already be occupants of these buildings.
But did they leave traps is a different question.
Okay, so maybe I was just looking for traps they might spring if they were there.
This area is also not trapped.
Thank you.
You're good.
But what if it was?
It's not.
Well, then it would be trapped.
Uranus would be prepared. Be prepared to die.
So is there like a doorway we're watching or a cave
Yeah,
entrance?
here. Let me.
or-
Thank you, Sarah.
Yeah.
We're getting in a philosophical debate on whether or not we were looking for specifically traps or just if it was occupied or.
Oh, okay.
This room is very dark.
Is it?
I cast illumination on myself.
What spell is that?
I don't know if I have one actually.
I cast light on you.
I think my dark vision's broken.
I can only see like 10 feet away from me.
Okay, some of the tokens might not be working properly. One moment.
I can. Yeah. I think mine's working.
Yeah, I got 60 feet of dark vision. I only see 10 feet.
Okay, one moment.
Yeah. 60.
Tokens have been resetting themselves a lot lately. It's kind of annoying. Who else should be able to see but cannot?
Ooh, I like the new door icons.
Yeah, right?
I can't. I see no door icons.
How far can you see,
Ooh.
Trayson?
5 feet away from me
Hell yeah.
at best.
Has anybody lit a torch or anything?
Oh,
Crazy, didn't they give you?
yeah.
Didn't they give you stones that had like 5 feet, 10 feet, something like that?
Well, Uranus is casting
That's helpful.
light on me, so
You
I see.
Door.
You gotta try
Alright.
this door!
I would like to attempt to find the door. Help!
Help.
That's so cool.
Wait, I see nobody.
You denied me.
Are you all near
You're
the
not-
door? And I can't.
You're
Where
not
are
even
you?
in the
Go
room.
down. Down. Down
Down?
one more.
Where are you?
Shushar lights a torch.
Right,
See?
you're right
Coming.
next to me. There you
I
are.
cast light on
Oh.
something inanimate of Trazen's.
Wait, what door icon were you guys talking about?
Don't see these door icons?
Oh.
Yeah.
Really?
Really?
Okay.
Are these doors
What's that?
so are these like actually unlocked? Can we just walk up to them, or are they locked?
Someone locked it.
Yeah, I can't unlock it myself.
Come on in.
We could just do this for the rest of the session.
Okay, having too much fun.
We're very easily satisfied.
Very easily entertained.
Wow, Roll20's getting their shit together.
They are. It only took them freaking like 10 years.
Yeah. I wonder if the whole 1D&D virtual tabletop kind of kicked anything into gear a bit.
Right, I'm sure, because, yeah, Roll20 is going to have to work hard to stay competitive in that space. Although Wizards has stated that they will continue to support Roll20 and the third-party groups for at least 5 years after 1D&D releases.
Makes sense.
Yeah, that's
Ooh, and the open game license I saw that they've announced.
Yep, that they have.
So are these the windows we're looking out of, or are
They
we
are.
looking out the door?
They are the
Okay.
windows in the walls.
Okay.
So is this the eaves above, or are we on like the first floor looking down?
We're on the first floor, looking down.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
Should we look in the other guard buildings quickly?
I mean,
We just got here.
might as well. Maybe somebody forgot something.
I'll go with you, Schrodinger.
Start from down here. Or
Do you want to be open now? Or do you want me? Actually, wait. I'm a bit thicker than you.
yeah, you could. Yeah, do that.
Okay. I shall open the door with my sword raised. Well, rapier. Oh, do I need to warn you before I open the door?
No, you're fine. If it's an openable door, you can open it.
Oh, cool.
All right.
Do
It
I?
appears to be a small kitchen area, or at least it was at one point. It has certainly
Oh.
seen better days.
Wait, no, Schrodinger, don't look me in. Can I look for the equivalent of canned goods?
Sure, like rations and things. Go ahead and make a perception or investigation check.
Pickled stuff, I suppose. Deception. Ooh, so getting better.
Yeah, you find some dried meats and stuff in there that appear to have been stowed away in a back corner out of anyone's sight or mind. Say 4 rations worth of food there.
Cool. Do we have somewhere we're tracking this?
What?
Okay, yeah, partly back. Okay, just I found a few rations in here, Schrodinger. Some dried meat.
What? Is something we can use for later.
This one?
Be right behind you.
I open the door.
Appears to have once been a bunkhouse. Shattered beds and things like that strewn about.
Should we search it, Schrodinger?
I'll go and take a look and see if there's anything.
Okay. How'd you like it?
Like anything tossed around, like inside, underneath the mattresses.
Okay, go ahead and make a perception check or investigation, whichever you'd prefer.
Yeah, if I did use my sessional,
No, you
would
don't.
that
Did
Say
I
okay.
assist him?
The room does not hold anything of interest. Go ahead and save you all some time there.
Okay, next one.
Who's watching the furrow, by the way?
I am.
Thank you.
No, I'm here helping. I cast help on Aura.
All right, got it.
I love that spell.
This one appears to have been another barracks.
I shall search it.
Yep.
Check. Ooh, perception.
Okay. Uranus, you can tell that people left here in a hurry.
Loudly.
Just loudly enough. But you can tell that people left here in a hurry. The Duergar that were stationed in this area appeared to have rather hastily gathered their belongings and then rushed out. As you're going through, you do find underneath one of the bedposts, underneath one of the shattered beds, a small lockbox.
Ooh. I pick it up.
Okay.
Is it
Got a
locked?
little metal latch on the front of it. There does appear to be a place that a lock could have gone, but the box is not locked. There is no lock there.
Someone bought thieves' tools. Sorry, I forget who.
I did, but it's not locked, he said.
Oh. I'll bring it out to Schrodinger and I'll open it next to him. I found this.
You do what? As you open it, you hear a click and a gas
Oh,
comes
come
puffing
on.
out from the
I throw
box. In a 10-foot radius, I need you and Schrodinger to make Constitution saving throws, please.
Sorry.
Yeah, I bring it to Schrodinger. I'm like, you what? Jesus.
Oh, you.
Uranus, you are poisoned for 1 hour.
This serves you right.
Okay. Is there anything
This-
inside?
There is a very intricate looking dagger inside of the box, Schrodinger. I mean, Uranus. It looks quite nice, and holding it, you can tell that this dagger is special. It does have some sort of almost ethereal weight to it. It's rather simply carved, but you can tell it is a masterfully done piece. The blade is black like obsidian, but it's certainly made of a more durable substance, possibly even Duergar steel. The handle is extremely ergonomic, very well designed, but again, brutally simple, very clearly of Duergar design. Uranus, this is a +1 dagger.
Oh. Yeah. It's the same. None of us are. None of us are a rogue. I'll keep hold of it.
Okay.
Well, you just sort of a dagger, and you look a little sickly. You want to still check the last one?
Yeah, I don't think that gas agreed with me. It's okay. I think. Maybe.
Well, I've got your back if you want to.
I won't throw up on you. I think.
Just don't bring anything out within a 10-foot radius of me.
I can't open this door.
Oh. Step
Oh.
aside.
The door is locked, Schrodinger.
To pick at it with the thieves' tools.
Go ahead and make a dexterity check with your thieves' tools.
Now I will use sessional.
You hear a faint click.
Clicked. I think it opened. and slowly push it open to peek inside.
There are corpses everywhere. Dwarven corpses. Darrow corpses. They litter the floor. It appears that this was the site of a battle. Although the windows are boarded up, the door was locked.
Safe to come in, Schrodinger?
I believe so. There's just a lot of dead Duro and Dorker.
Oh,
Gonna step in. Just the faintest.
Okay. This reeks of death in here.
You-
Schrodinger, make a perception check. Schrodinger, looking at the bodies, they appear to have been gnawed on. Bits and pieces of their flesh pulled away from the bones. Looks like something was feeding on them.
relay the stare around us and let them know that it looks like something was eating them.
I checked the ceiling.
Uranus, Schrodinger, roll initiative. You are not surprised. Luckily, Uranus said the magic words. You see a hulking centipedal creature clinging to the ceiling, tendrils and tentacles lashing out, almost feeling the air around you all, trying to reach towards you silently. But now that you look up, you see a pair of strange insectoid eyes pivot towards you and stare at you before the tentacles rush down and attempt to strike at you. And we are rolling initiative,
yeah.
everybody. That is everybody. I'm assuming one of you cries bloody murder when this happens.
I mean, yeah, I yell.
Yeah,
Murder!
we would both scream.
Treason, did you hear that?
It's like
No.
definitely quiet down here.
I thought I heard something. Never mind. I'll keep looking out the window.
Bad paladin.
Yeah, our paladin.
rocks are great.
Sure is quiet down here.
Does
Me
this
and
rock
Sarah
smell
felt
like a
an
toe, Sarah?
unspoken link.
Eldith
What,
jumps
that's
up with
me?
her axe, looks over towards you. Stop messing about! And runs out the door and starts running towards the door.
I know who
Well,
my
sh-
favorite dwarf is.
What's she on about?
Good times.
I put aid on the wrong dwarf.
Well, at least it's the last one.
Where did those two knuckleheads get to? Come on, Treason. They've been gone a while.
Yes, but if you look at the structure of the ground right here,
Yes. Let me see. Where?
You just hear like, "Ah!" Okay, Schrodinger. Fittingly so, you are up first. Oh no, Cillian. Oh no, Cillian. Cillian will keep his eyes on the furrow.
Snillian said he was back.
Oh, is he?
Cillian is here.
Cillian,
But
you're
you
here.
never- There he is.
Hello.
Cool. Fight.
Oh, yay!
So
Cillian,
you
look
have
at
heard.
the ground. We're looking at the ground here. Look at it. Wow.
You have heard shouting coming from somewhere else in the guard area.
But you're also looking at a butt cheek formation of two perfectly formed supple rocks. They're pebbles. They're not rocks.
So, Plax has ass on the mind today. Cool, cool. All right.
No, I don't. It's just the formation of rocks sometimes.
Sometimes looks like ass. Okay. Got it. Cillian, what would you like to do?
Because I'm just so lost right now, I guess I'm just gonna hold an attack until I see something and like let things play out.
Okay. So, does Cillian not know what's going on, or do you need to be caught up? I don't know when you got back.
I got back a little while ago, but all I really heard was roll initiative, and so I did.
Got it. So what happened was you all are in the guard post. You are currently looking out over the furrow, trying to keep an eye out for that Droki individual. While you all are doing that, Schrodinger and Uranus had the idea that they would go searching the outbuildings. They did. Found some pretty cool stuff. Aranis poisoned himself, but got a +1 dagger out of it in the process. And then the last room that they went into was covered in bodies. There were bodies everywhere. It appeared a battle had happened here. They stepped inside. The door was locked, no windows, no entrances. However, just the bodies everywhere. Aranis, brilliantly, decided to look up, which I am so surprised how often people enter rooms and creepy shit is happening and they don't look up. Happens so often.
It's
but
like you said something's been gnawing on the door's locked. Like it had to be somewhere. If you said no, if you said there wasn't anything there, my next question was going to be: are there any holes in the walls?
So Aranis managed to look up and see this creature clinging to the ceiling above them. It then dropped and began attacking Schrodinger and Aranis, who then promptly shouted, and that is where we're at.
In relation to where I am now, where did that noise come from?
Out the door down here. So now, presumably, you would see an open... Oh, you can't see anything. You could hear the commotion coming from the northwest.
Alright, I guess I will dash and keep moving.
Sarah, you just rolled a new initiative. Does it need to change to something else?
I didn't roll. I forgot
okay.
to roll.
Got it.
Yeah.
Well, that's all my movement. I can't see a damn thing, so...
Hey, Schrodinger.
I wonder what the most wise decision should be, being right up in front of us. Schroeder is going to look back over his shoulder to Aranis and say, "I am sorry." And Schroeder will cast invisibility on himself.
Sorry, bud. Disappears.
And Aranis will hear footsteps. Well, yeah, Aranis will hear footsteps walking right past him.
Okay. All right, one moment.
The right as I think has like blind sight or something.
I don't know that, and I don't think Schrodinger would. So, he's doing the most, a smart decision possible.
All right. Schrodinger flees. That does bring us to the crawler, who unlashes its considerable bulk from the ceiling and lands with a wet plop in front of you, Aranis. Tentacles waving wildly out in front of it, it does begin to move towards you. It lashes out at you with its tentacles. That
Use my
is...
action
Yeah.
to use my, where is it? Warding Flare.
Gets
I
disadvantage
impose
on the attack.
advantage.
It was a 21. It is now an 18.
That's still my mother.
Damn,
effing
okay.
Class.
That is going to be 4 poison, and I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay, -4. That's weird. Okay, con save. Wow.
Aranis, as the tentacles lash into you, you see this strange, sticky, almost stringy substance is left behind in the wound. As you look down and examine it, your muscles begin to lock and contract. You are paralyzed.
Great.
It then rears up and utterly misses you with a bite. In its excitement and its In its excitement after paralyzing you, it looms up to try and bite you, but Uranus, you kind of fall off to the side a little bit, and it lunges right past you. Uranus, you can repeat the saving throw at the end of your turn, but you are otherwise paralyzed. Uranus, do you have a sessional to use?
I do.
Up to you. 11 won't get you there.
Yeah, I use my sessional.
Okay, you are no longer paralyzed, but that is the end of your turn. Trazen.
Where are they fighting? Is it fighting?
I think something's happening across the way there.
From the south way? The north way?
I don't know.
You would definitely hear it coming from out the door into the north, Trazen.
Oh, I have light casted upon me.
You got it. Yep.
Is that a concentration spell?
I don't think so. Is light concentration? I don't think so.
I don't think so.
It might be, but
I don't think it is. I'm checking.
No, it's not. Just now.
Nope, it is not.
So we'll head north as he was told.
I said out the door and to the north, Trazen. Or the window.
That's the window.
Trazen's just running around.
You know what? No one's clear. I'll move
The
here.
door. See the door
I don't-
where
I'll move.
Sereth is. Over here. Sereth.
That is south into the goddamn west. I don't care. He headed north. You all gave him misdirection. He's gonna be here. Right here.
To be
This is
fair,
not true,
Trazen,
then.
I said out the door and to the north.
Yep, I don't care.
Okay.
This is where he went. He doesn't know what doors are. Because clearly they're not marked.
Alright.
I
Anything
will
else from
dash.
Trazen?
Nope, I'll dash. What? Get away. This is as far as you can get while all dashing. Because no one's pointing him in the right direction. You pointed toward the window, Sarah.
You
You
head
did this.
towards the noise.
Nope.
Anything else from Trazen?
Nope. That's his dash. That's
Eldeth rushes past you and says this way and runs out the door. See, Sereth says that he will remain behind and watch for the Darrow. Stool remains with him. Sereth intentionally moves farther away from Stool. And Topsy and Turvy come rushing out.
the door we came in on.
What's up?
Is it the door we came in on?
Yes. Out. That is the only door to the building currently. Is
Oh,
this
I.
right down here.
Oh my god. Need to get better directions. Crazy.
Well, there's only one door.
I don't know that.
Sarah,
You
you
can
are
see
up.
that.
Okay, Sarah will run. This way, Trazen.
I'm still here.
And that's as far as she can get.
Cillian.
Everybody cast light, or was that not done?
It's cast on Trazen, and I did say Shushar had lit the torch, but he stayed in the room.
I'll stumble blindly in the direction I was headed, I guess.
Yeah, light's a pain in the ass. You do not see Schrodinger in front of you, for he is invisible. Just bump into him lightly.
Okay, they'll bump into me, or you can see you'd be some visible footprints though. See exactly where they stop.
Oh, hey, jelly on about.
Cillian does not see the thing in front of you, Uranus.
Does that shoot in a general?
Yeah, you could shoot at its general direction. It'll just be a disadvantage.
All right, screw it. 2 shots. Anytime now.
Anytime.
Pop up because I'm on hotspot.
14. You hear a dull thud, a pair of dull thuds, and a shrieking insectoid noise as you hit it twice. 14 points. Right.
Well, you know what? Because might as well.
Nice. Okay. Okay.
Did my superiority pop up?
The dice did not. The maneuver did, though. So go ahead and roll your D8. Is it for your superiority?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm just waiting on it. I clicked it twice, so you might get multiples.
Okay, 3 more damage, and has disadvantage if it does not attack you next. Got it.
No, next person that's not me has an advantage on their attack.
Got it. All right. Anything else?
That's all for now.
Schrodinger.
That's all I got.
Stop concentrating on visibility now.
Okay.
Get line of sight with this doorway here. Is this big old thingy, is it on the ground or is it on the ceiling?
It's back. It's on the ground. It dropped down.
It's on the ground. Alright, to help Cillian, Schrodinger will attempt to create a bonfire underneath big ol' wiggliness.
Yeah, big old wiggly. All right. Dex save result is a 10.
Takes 2 fire.
Awesome. Begins shrieking.
That add any sort of light so Cillian would be able to see.
Yeah. We'll say that there's some light under it now.
Nice. That is all. That is mission accomplished. Moving on.
Not much, but it's there. Okay. Cillian, it is in fact distracted by you. So much so, in fact, that one of its tentacles lashes out past Uranus. It tries to strike you.
Just wanted you to see what was going on that was about to hit you.
Oh my god, it's so big.
Cillian, that is a 21 to hit with the tentacles.
Yeah, I'd say that hits.
That is going to be 3 poison damage, but I do need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oof.
Cillian, you are paralyzed.
Do you have a... Yeah.
What was that? I heard some things.
Sorry, Sam, I'll use my session.
You are not paralyzed. Alright, it then looms up onto its many, many back legs and lunges down to take a bite of Uranus.
Warding flare.
Warding Flare, disadvantage is a 14, Uranus.
It's my shield.
Fantastic. That does bring us to you, Uranus.
Okay. The most damage.
Uranus, I'm going to take is that bottle off of you for poison?
Yes, because I'm still poisoned. Because of the gas.
That one's poison.
Oh, I apologize.
No worries.
I will use my bonus action for spiritual weapon
Nice.
and shove it there. And my spiritual weapon makes light, I do believe.
Oh, nice. Is that
Wait,
that's not a normal part of the spell.
Oh no, it's not. I just assumed. I mean, like it's a floating, glowing.
Yeah, that is cool. But I
Spiritual
don't think it's
weapon.
a thing.
Okay, that's a shame. Okay, I put it there, and I will hit it with it. And smack it with it.
Okay. 18 certainly hits.
And deal 5. Yeah, force damage to it.
Right.
And use my action to disengage.
Okay.
So double movement to get past Cillian. Then there. 10, 15, 20. There.
Okay.
Then I am my turn.
Where's Sarah? Oh, I see her.
She's here. She's coming. She's got little legs.
All right. Trazen, you're up.
Oh, I can barely see it, and I have a spell that has a range of that. What is that? 30 feet. That is not even
Is
close.
that
No,
even
no,
gonna
it's
work?
no, it's 60 feet. Damn. Shit. That's all I got. That is chill touch 60? No, yeah, I'll chill touch it.
Awesome. Roll attack.
Doing it. I gotta go through menu.
$21 certainly hits. Oh, that damage is sad.
Yeah, but it has minus 10 movement, whatever.
Ah, right.
I can't get-
Can't heal.
Yeah.
Okay. The NPCs, Eldeth, Topsy, and Turvy, will let loose a volley of crossbow bolts, or Eldeth will let loose with her longbow. 15 hits. 4. That is going to miss. Topsy and Turvy each let loose with a pair of hand crossbow shots. With 2 hits for 8 more. Sarah, you are up.
Is Cillian down?
No.
Oh, he's not paralyzed?
No, he's not. He used his
Oh.
inspiration.
So,
Oh, okay. And he's not poisoned. Okay.
Correct. Uranus is poisoned.
Okay. So she will move. Okay. I think she could. I think I did not do a straight line there. And no, here. And she will cast Compel Duel on
Okay.
on this creature here. Where's the...
Okay. Okay. Wisdom save result is 14.
What's my DC?
Does appear to have resisted unless it's higher than what it says there.
Oh, okay. It resisted. Okay, and Bonus action. No, that'll be her turn then.
Okay. Cillian, back to you.
Am I still currently in its melee range?
You are.
Alright, then I will just shoot it twice.
That is a hit. As is that. Cillian, your second shot takes it straight through one of its big black insectoid eyes. It shudders and then collapses. It is dead.
Wasn't so bad.
Well done, Cillian.
Thank you. It's hard to miss from
See,
this
just need a
close.
little bit of fire.
Almost a waste of my spiritual weapon.
I mean,
can't even
it's
dismiss
still
it.
moving. Oh God, save me, Uranus.
I appreciate the sentiment, Cillian, but there is no need.
Oh no,
Oh, God.
it's got death wiggles.
Can
Get
we
it.
help him out?
Yeah.
Cillian can't breathe. He's clearly struggling. Uranus.
I stab it again.
It twitches.
Okay, how could you
Well, I
do that?
stab it I
This
stab
would
it
be the
harder.
dead. You're a cleric.
Yeah, of light. Not death.
Desecration of a corpse. How could you?
Kind of easy.
It's kind of easy.
I mean, it's just there.
Was there...
You know I'm kidding. Come on.
How intact are these bodies that are in there?
They have been quite thoroughly gnawed on.
So there's
And sorry.
nothing that like pockets are intact on them or anything
Yeah,
like
go
that.
ahead and make some investigation check.
Could I cast guidance on him?
Sure.
Anyone?
21. Okay. So Schrodinger, you can, as you're going through, you can tell that these dwarves were very well equipped and very well armed. As you are looking through them all, you can tell that most of them still carry their weapons. They're mostly just mundane weapons, armor, aged and corroded by time and just being here in this place for so long. But with a 21, you do see a man who looked to have been a captain, a dwarven commander of some kind. His armor is exquisite. It looks like it was extremely finely crafted. His left arm is missing from the shoulder down. Does not appear to be carrying a weapon.
But its armor's intact though.
His armor is intact.
Anybody needs some new armor? This looks nice.
What kind of armor is it?
It's dwarven. Probably fits Sarah.
It is a breastplate.
I could have a look at it.
He's the captain in the corner over there. Don't mind the smell.
Can I check the bodies for injury? Like how they died?
Yeah. Make a medicine check.
Can I give myself guidance? Sorry.
That's fine.
Help him.
Okay.
Yeah, he's fine.
So everybody here died by some combination of stab wound, blunt force trauma, things like that. It appears that the Darrow and the Duergar fought each other here to a last stand. Looking up at the ceiling and at the roof, you can see about half a dozen small holes. Difficult to see without actually looking for them, but it appears that the Darrow must have chewed their way in or clawed their way in through the ceiling and then poured in down onto these Duergar. They were slain, each and every one of them, during the fight that ensued.
we discern who started the fight?
It does
I mean,
appear that the
it's
Duergar
Darrow.
were in a very defensive position. They barricaded the door. They had set up defensive walls and barriers in front of the door. It did appear that the aggressor was the Darrow here.
Yeah, especially since they chewed in to get at them.
Yeah.
This little like insect thing, it looks like it's got some, I don't want to call them like mandibles, like little pincher thingies.
Sure.
A little tiny cute mouth and a big cute eye.
Yeah, can I take a couple souvenirs off of them?
Of course.
Can we harvest them? Yeah.
Oh yeah, you could probably cook this guy.
It's,
I think-
it had a very effective poison. Speaking of someone who got paralyzed by it, maybe you could collect some of its venom or poison, whatever it makes.
Oh, from its cute
Does it
mouth?
have, like,
That's a good
does it-
idea.
Does a creature like this have like a poison gland?
You can make a survival check.
Probably on its cute little chin.
Oh, I am terrible with survival. Trazen, you're good with survival. You wanna help me You wanna dissect this thing?
Would you like to harvest a sack?
Yes. I mean, I don't have a sessional anymore. I got a 6 right now.
Yeah, you cannot
Am I
tell.
rolling? If I'm. trying
If
to
you're
take
just
my-
taking teeth, then you don't need to roll for that.
Okay.
Okay,
I would like to
Trazen,
harvest a stack.
with a 19, you can tell the location of its venom sacs and how they function, generally how you would be able to remove them. What tool are you going to use to perform this task? Are you just using a knife? You
I don't
have a
know.
tool
Hold
that
on.
might give you a better set of tools for it.
If you need a knife, Trazen, Ramis found a really cool dagger not too long ago.
I'm sure he has a something that could work.
Oh, just figured pitching out there.
I have a dagger.
Just wondering if my healer's kit has anything to extract it with, like a. Have syringes been
No,
invented
a
yet?
surgeon's kit would be more necessary. Would be more.
I have a
fine.
healer's kit, proficiency, but not anything else.
No. So go ahead and make a dexterity check. You can add sleight of hand if you'd like to.
I've got a
This is whoever is going to be actively trying to remove the gland. Trazen, you do successfully remove the gland from the creature. You have 3 doses of its poison. When coated onto a weapon, if you strike with that weapon, the target will have to make a Constitution saving throw, DC 12. On a failure, they are paralyzed for 1 minute.
I've gathered 3 polyps of poisonous goo. Who would like it?
I looked at Cillian.
silly.
Yeah, I could poison tip a few arrows if no one else wants it.
Keep in mind, the scent is pungent, musky.
Musky.
Here, take all 3. And remember, it came from its anus.
just so you know, pertinent information and all.
Thank you.
You would do better with it than I.
Just for my inventory's sake, what is the name of this creature?
Carrion crawler. Carrion crawler poison.
There.
Can I study it?
Study what? The creature?
Yeah.
Nature.
It does. Does it have any natural weaknesses?
You can make a nature check.
God help me. Goddess, help me.
17. Cool. It is a beast. It's basically just a monster. You can tell by studying it that it does have a rather developed sense of smell. It's probably how it finds its prey and how it found this little feast of itself for itself. Um, you already know that it can climb and stick to surfaces, as that's where you found it. Aside from that, it's basically just a giant bug.
Cool.
Is it only useful for its poison? Does anyone know?
Any uses for its poison?
No, it's just, is this thing only useful for its poison? Do we need it for anything else?
I'm not sure. Hey, Sareth. He's busy.
Yeah, Sarah's still over there.
Eldith, could you go relieve Sareth of his guard duty?
If we were to cook this thing down and preserve it, would anyone be
Its
opposed
anal
to it?
glands might be very dangerous.
Hey, Sareth, does it have any... The thing we killed, does it have any uses?
Uses. It's a scavenger, a carrion feeder. It has its uses, sure. It can clean up a death pit pretty quickly.
Okay.
Oh,
Guess we should go back to watching then. Thank you, Sarah. Oh, I have something for you. And I give him the dagger.
Okay. He kind of flips it over in his hand. It's Durgar.
Well, until you can get more appropriate accoutrement.
He kind of shrugs, says, "It'll do." Puts it in his belt.
Now, what do you think if you could purify this thing? You have the capability, right?
To purify the creature?
Yes. We could cut it apart, put salt on it, cure it.
Sarah says, "Those things taste awful, by the way."
What if we add cumin?
some garlic.
And
Spades of-
spicy awful.
Spicy awful.
If you want me to, I will.
Purified of what?
I would say do it. We're here so far away from anything. Yes, there's a town, yes. We could, but this might be hundreds of meals.
Okay, so Sarah would use 5 points to neutralize the poison. I guess
Okay.
within the creature to make it edible.
Sure. It's no longer going to kill you by eating it.
We won't get poisoned, but will we hallucinate?
I don't know. I'll only eat that thing if we've got nothing else to eat, though, I'll tell you that.
And you'll be happy it's there.
True.
Billion, would you mind eating 3 grams and letting us know what you see?
Maybe later. Maybe
Very
when
well.
we get back to Goldborn's, I can try and chef this up and little, culinary challenge, if you will.
It is very large.
How large is it?
The creature is about 10 feet long and about probably a good barrel cask in width.
we have something to store all that in.
We could always drag it back.
Oh, but would that make it... I believe that would just damage the meat.
True, Schrodinger, true. Oh, I would like to...
There's no spells that help with that situation.
Sarah will kneel by the captain that Schrodinger pointed out to her. How decayed is the body? Is it like a fresh kill?
No, it has been there for what looks to be several months, if not longer.
And she would search the body for like any type of identification.
Okay. He was definitely a stone guard. Same rank as Erde.
Let's all band it together and bring it back.
Let me just take what we can carry. Leave the rest.
You know how to cut it up, Schrodinger?
No.
As part of a deer is the backstrap above the spine. We could do that. If it
Yes,
has a
go ahead.
spine.
Find the back strap and find the spine.
I can cut it up, but all I have is a dagger. We need a
Probably just leave this here.
sharp sword?
Hey, there's the floating sword from Aranus is just sitting there.
It's gone after a minute.
It has definitely
Bring it
been a
back.
minute.
Oh, never mind. That's not there anymore.
Okay, Sarah will take out her sword.
What are you doing?
I don't know. They want me to cut it up or something. You want
Okay.
it cut up?
Allow me to use your sword. I will do the work.
Okay. So, as you begin butchering the carrion crawler, it smells absolutely horrendous. It has literally been feeding on dead bodies for the past several months, and it smells like it has been. However, once you open up its stomach, out pours several Duergar parts, several whole Darrow corpses, and the entire right arm of the Duergar captain. Still clutched in his grip is a rather ornate-looking lance. It's made of black metal, the same obsidian-looking metal that many of the Duergar's fine weapons are made out of. It is rather long, probably about 8 feet from tip to the end of the handle.
Does anyone have a use for these?
Schrodinger, as soon as you pick it up, it begins to glow faintly red and sizzles.
Does it burn?
Doesn't burn you.
Does anybody find these useful?
Who has the highest passive perception of the group? Is it still Trazen or Uranus?
I've got 16.
Okay.
I think it's me.
So, Uranus, you noticed this weapon, very similar weapons, being carried by some of the higher-ranking Duergar. It appears to glow with that red, hot light, as if it's almost on fire. I don't think any of you have seen it been used yet, but you have seen it carried by many Duergar in the city.
I saw a number of the more high-ranking Durga warriors carrying something similar to that.
So we think if we give it back, they'll give us some sort of reward.
Perhaps. Does it have Schrodinger? Could you cast? Can you see if it has any magical properties?
I've got no way to check. Can I roll Arcana to check, or
Sure.
do I?
Yeah, go ahead and roll Arcana. Okay. With the 17, the spear, it is a lance, and it is magical. Judging by what you can tell, it will deal fire damage in addition to its normal damage whenever it hits.
Be honest, it's got a fire elemental to it. So if you poke something with it, it'll catch on fire. It'll burn.
That's cool. I mean, I can't wield one, as far as I'm aware. It's a
That's the thing
martial
I
weapon,
can
isn't it?
use. I believe so. Something. Maybe. Can Sarah Trazen or Sereth use it?
Nope.
A lance?
Can you wield it in one hand?
It has reach, and it does not have the two-handed property.
A lance
see.
requires 2 hands to wield when you aren't mounted.
Yep, I see that. Okay, it does not have the two-handed
Sorry.
property.
Oh, it's a
normally.
lance?
It is a lance.
Oh god. Yeah, no.
It does require 2 hands to wield when not mounted.
What makes it special?
The fact that it sizzles in the palm of somebody's hand.
It is a D12.
The way this is going, it sounds like we just return said object.
Yeah, a D12 with reach is pretty strong if you can use it properly. But that's the drawbacks to it, right? It's a very situational weapon. You got to be mounted.
Hence why he died. Kind of useless inside our house.
Mm-hmm.
Schrodinger Trazen, can you reanimate this thing and turn it into a squirmy mount?
Squirmy mount.
That's no, I don't think I can reanimate something like that.
Ah, bummer. One can dream, right?
Expect me to allow me to continue my butcher. Kick the rest back into its gut sap. Toss it in a water.
I think we should just leave it in here and shut the door.
Can Sarah have a look at the armor that's on the captain?
Sure. It is a very well-crafted breastplate with imagery of what looks to be a spider, but different than the spindly drow spiders you can see. This one looks almost tarantula-esque. Big, thick, hairy legs and limbs, very rounded thorax. I don't think any of you have seen the Zerorn in their full thing yet, but you've been in Gracklestug for long enough to know. Oh shit! That reminds me. We'll get back to that. But y'all have been in Gracklestug long enough to have seen the Zerorn riders making their way through the city every now and then. They are Gracklestug's elite fighters. They are arachnid-mounted knights that wield these lances and ride giant spiders into battle.
God.
Would the armor be better than what she's wearing right now?
It is a standard breastplate. So I don't know.
What are you wearing?
Chainmail.
Let me check. I think that it's the same. Oh, no, chainmail is better. Chainmail gets you up to 16. I think the breastplate. Check. chainmail is just 16.
Breastplate is 14
Ah,
with a weight of 20.
Chainmail, okay. The breastplate is medium armor. 14 plus dex modifier. No disadvantage on checks. So that's really the difference, right? What's your dex modifier, Sarah?
0.
Okay, yeah. So the breastplate does give the chainmail does give you more armor.
Okay. I'll let Captain Erday know that some of her men are here in case they've been looking for them.
Be respectful. Return the armor and the lance to them. Schrodinger will offer the lance to Sarah.
It's quite a nice weapon.
If you want to return the armor and the lance, I figure it's more suitable since it's your people.
Sure, I'll do that. I think it's best we head back to the window. See if Roki's around.
With all the commotion, hopefully somebody showed up.
Okay.
Oh, who's someone stayed behind to look?
Yeah,
watch.
Eldith stayed behind. Or Sarah stayed behind, and then Sarah got called over, so Eldith came back.
Did you guys see anything?
Eldith just shakes her head and says, no, just a lot of Darrow running around down there.
I guess it's just a waiting game then.
Fancy clothes.
She shakes her head, no. And then Stool starts rocking back and forth, trying to get everyone's attention as you're all discussing this.
You okay, Stu?
He hops up onto the windowsill and like angles his whole ass head into a certain direction. And then you all see a very filthy but well-dressed looking Darrow. He has a pale face under a floppy hat, fitted with two tentacle-like things that bob up and down as he runs at a brisk pace and drops down into the furrow.
That is? Did we all see this or what?
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah.
Oh.
Whoever followed Stool's line of direction.
There he is. Let's go.
Everybody. And as you all make your way down into Ludiger's Furrow, that is where we're going to call it a session for today.